What's up, Felters? Welcome into episode 40, the big 4-0, Reagan, huh?
Yes, sir.
We've come a long way.
Boy, we have come a long way.
This is our Week 15 recap, and we have a packed house. We have Mr. Logistics, Zach.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
We got Drock.
Slamming!
We got Joe.
Yes, sir.
And we got new addition, Jakey.
How's it going, fellas?
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
We'll see if that sticks or not. But yeah, pretty action-packed Week 15. Let's roll right in the news, and the big news, which we all saw coming, Reagan. Brandon Staley fired after that brutal blowout loss to the Raiders. One of the worst losses I've seen in recent memory. I mean, since, the Dolphins-Denver.
63-21. I think it's worse because at least the Dolphins are like an elite offense. Like Aiden O'Connell, a guy who had a negative touchdown to interception ratio coming into that game. You're going to let him throw 4. Jacoby Myers threw one in. 2 defensive touchdowns in the second half. I mean, ugly game. I mean, although if you started Easton Stick or Aiden O'Connell, I think they both ended as like top 5 fantasy quarterbacks.
Yeah, if you saw the top 5 fantasy quarterback list for this week for the playoffs, it was all backups.
Well,
man.
dude, that's why I was telling everyone.
And Jared Goff.
I couldn't stress it enough. I hope you listened by not playing Mahomes. I couldn't stress it enough. He's been so bad for fantasy this year, and I just don't think you can play him right now.
Yeah, and this is the same Raiders team that got shut out by the Vikings the week before, so it was time. Brandon Staley calls the defense. He let that happen. You could tell season was over. And also, it just shows how valuable Justin Herbert is to that team. It's not Herbert's fault that they're not winning.
Well, the funny thing is everyone's going to be like, the Raiders over their past 2 games are averaging 31.5 points. And you're going to be like, oh, that's pretty good. And then you look all in one game.
You know what's pretty good, Reagan? That quick math out of you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man.
What we do.
Thank you, Mr. Drop.
All right, man. We got a lot of quarterback injuries to dive into here.
Yeah, we do.
It looks like, Trevor Lawrence in concussion protocol, and so is Zach Wilson.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It sucks seeing guys get injured. I mean, we're going to be on another backup potentially in C.J. Beathard, and
well, the Jets, we've seen all their backups.
Yeah,
we know what they got, but
it's fine. It's honestly like I hate to see him go down, but it's better for losing. So.
Yeah, Robert Saleh did say though that Wilson will be the starter if he's out. I guess
if he's not good to go, we could play Rodgers.
Yeah, the deadline's Wednesday.
He's
right.
Not,
there's no way you bring back Rodgers. We've talked about this at this point in the season. There's no way. Now, if a quarterback can't come back healthy, and that is Kenny Pickett, the Steelers will start Mason Rudolph over Mitch Trubisky.
In the Christmas spirit, huh?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Trubisky's been brutal, brother. I think it's a smart move to go to Rudolph. At least bring some spark to that team because the Steelers are slumping hard.
Yeah, no, they really are. They really are. I mean, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm pretty upset. Our boy Ed over there, I can only imagine the pain he's going through.
Sorry, Ed.
Starting 7-4 and then going to 7-7, losing to 3 teams that you should have beat. I shouldn't say they should have beat the Colts, but once Pittman went out and Zach Moss, there's really no excuse to let a Gardner Minshew-led offense with all backups hang 30 on you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The defense has been really good. It's to that point where the offense is so bad, it starts to wear on the defense throughout the season,
Yeah, for sure.
Another tough injury. Rookie running back Keaton Mitchell for the Ravens suffered a gruesome knee injury out for the season.
It was gruesome. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
it was gross.
That was ugly, man. He was playing really well for them. He's fast as shit. I think he ran a 4.37, so it's tough for this Ravens offense.
Well, what I'll say with him is there might be some guys that are dropping him in your dynasty leagues. Look out for that because it's a guy you could scoop up if people decide to not put him on the IR. He's a guy that showed a lot of flashes in his rookie year. Definitely want to try to get him on my bench.
That's a good call. A good call. Finally, Eagles head of security Dom is banned from the sideline for the rest of the season.
I hate that. I think that's unfair. And now I think if the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl, they have an asterisk.
For any other team, it's a Mickey Mouse because the Eagles
it
have
is
Dom on the
sidelines. You just took a top 5 impact player on them. It's not fair.
Yeah, he sure set the tone on Sundays, so the Eagles will miss that on the sidelines.
I wonder if he's banned from being on the sideline, but can he go to the games in the stadium?
Yeah, it just said sidelines.
I hope they have him in the crowd like he's like Fireman Ed or license plate guy for the Giants, and they're just getting everyone hyped up with Dom in the crowd going nuts.
Or he's up in the owner's box.
That's true too. He might be up in the because in Philly they probably love that.
Oh, absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, that wraps up the news. Joe, what do we got for questions?
All right, we're going to start off with Caleb.
What up, Caleb?
And he wants to know, how far do you see the Cowboys going this year? Taking into account their history of choking, do you think it's worth a sprinkle? Some money on them to even make the Super Bowl?
Well, I know he did submit that question before the game this weekend, so he might already have an answer. I mean, I think it's still worth the sprinkle on them because we've seen them beat the Eagles, and I think the odds are pretty good. And if you are going to sprinkle, now is the time to do it. Coming off this big loss, and obviously they were the main talk on all the big sports networks today. It was Dallas this, Dallas that. Dak's not going to win MVP anymore, all this stuff. So I definitely think it's worth sprinkling now more than it was before because the odds are obviously better from that perspective to hedge and stuff.
I don't know what your sprinkle is, but I feel like I'd rather use that money to buy a goddamn Chipotle bowl. Cowboys are going to choke again. It's what they do every year. Plus, they can't win on the road. Even Michael Parsons says it's starting to get unacceptable at this point. So, with the Eagles' schedule they have remaining, and the Cowboys, the Eagles is a lot easier. The Eagles, I'd expect them to win out. Maybe drop one where I don't think Dallas is winning out, and I think the Niners are going to win out. So, Dallas has to be on the road in the divisional round, and either Philly or San Fran. They're not winning. They're losing the divisional round. That's my take.
Does anyone have the odds on them to win the Super Bowl? Just out of curiosity.
Currently, right now?
Yeah, currently, because they probably were like,
No,
they obviously heavily,
DraftKings is already open.
they probably heavily changed since obviously the big loss to the Bills.
Super Bowl.
I
Yeah,
think I saw like something
Plus
like
1,000.
Plus 1,000.
It was like a Super Bowl like winners like never lost by like more than like 20 points in December or something like that.
wow.
And it was
Plus
like I mean
1,000
obviously the
December,
Cowboys
yeah.
just got blown out.
Yeah.
And that's like so if the Cowboys were to win the Super Bowl, it'd be like the first time ever a team's lost by like that many points in December.
Yeah.
Or later as one or so
It's a
something
crazy
like that.
stat.
But it's a crazy
It's like
stat.
something along those lines.
I don't know how you know that, Zach, but that's pretty impressive.
It's
Hey,
logistics.
there's not room enough for two stat nerds here.
Logistically, it's a great stat.
Runs in the family.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
they're going to lose divisional round. Let's be honest.
But plus 1,000, those odds aren't terrible. I'd definitely sprinkle a little bit if you want to hedge, but I don't see this team winning. But you never know if they somehow get to the Super Bowl, you got a nice ticket there to hedge.
All right, next up, we got Big Udell Martman.
What up, Marty? Been a while, brother.
Marty, the all-time trivia guy. He always had the wildest questions. Nice of you to return.
Do you think Rodgers should play next week?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
This team is out of it. I understand wanting to make history and being that guy, and it would bring a big juice to this Jets team heading in the offseason, but at what cost, man? Next year is the Jets' year. I expect them to get better on paper. They're going to clean up the offensive line. They have to. That's their biggest issue right now.
Yeah.
You have a healthy Rodgers. You got Brees. You got Garrett Wilson. Get another weapon. The defense is good. Don't put that in
Well, you
jeopardy
also got
to
to
play
think
this year.
when you bring Rodgers back, you start winning games, and you don't get one of those top two tackles that you could get by losing games. So
Absolutely, yeah.
That's like a double whammy.
I know Rodgers wants to, and I mean he probably has more pull than anyone in that organization other than Woody Johnson. But yeah, he should not play.
Yeah, definitely not.
And next he asks, what do the Bears do with the first pick?
I still think, like, from what we've seen from Justin Fields the past couple weeks, like, it wasn't the best game yesterday. Granted, that's a pretty elite Browns defense over there. I still think they should keep him and trade that pick away to stockpile more picks because his defense is a lot better than I thought it was. I mean, I don't think any of us expected him to be this good.
They turned it on, yeah. They've turned
it on, so there's definitely something there. So I think you could trade it back. You still are going to end up probably having a top 10 pick, plus you got a second rounder, so you could trade that back, get more capital, and really build around this team, get Justin Fields another weapon on offense, maybe get another lineman and continue to bolster that defense.
So from that perspective, like with the Bears, where they're going to pick, that pick's going to be top 10. You move back. You're not moving back far.
No.
You're still going to be top 5, let's be honest.
Yep.
And you probably get a first-round pick next year. So you probably have 2 more first-round picks next year. That's a lot of talent to bring around Fields, so I get your point. I just think you got to take Caleb because Caleb is a better prospect, and you reset that quarterback clock because you got to pick up Justin Fields' fifth-year option, and then you got to pay him. Then it becomes a lot more difficult to win. And although Justin Fields has shown a lot of flashes this year, I mean, highlight reel plays, he still struggles to read defenses, and I don't know if he'll ever be a top-tier guy or just kind of like a great fantasy quarterback. So for me, you got to take Caleb Williams. You got to reset that quarterback clock. You got 5 years of a rookie deal, and you build around him because you still have a ton of draft capital. And the way Fields has looked and the fact that he's only 23 years old, you can still get a premium pick back from him as well. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's also a good perspective in that sense from a money standpoint and the fact that they obviously will set that quarterback window. Honestly, they're in a good spot where I don't think you can necessarily go wrong either way.
Yeah, honestly, the Bears,
both are pretty good options.
They look good for the future, absolutely. They're not a shit show.
You got to make sure Caleb Williams hits. I know he's an insane prospect, but look at Bryce Young and what they gave up. If they decide to draft him and trade away Justin Fields and he doesn't work out, it's not going to be good news.
Then
in
it's a
Chicago.
terrible look. Then it's a terrible look, absolutely.
So you got to hit on him if you decide to do that
But
option.
he is a better prospect overall than Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
If you were the
No, I know.
Bears, would you if it was Trevor Lawrence coming out this year, would you take Trevor Lawrence or would you stick with Fields? Like hypothetically, if Lawrence was coming out this year, is it a different conversation for you? Is it a Caleb thing or is it just a Fields thing?
It's just a more like Fields is good enough that you can get a bunch of talent and build around him. So
I think you can build a winning team around Fields. Like, don't get me wrong. I just think resetting the quarterback clock, using all that money, plus I think you can get a first-round pick for Fields this year. Like, there's so many teams that are stuck in quarterback hell. Like, I think you get like a mid-first for Fields.
Yeah, the injuries are definitely driving up the potential
You know what I
trade
mean?
there.
Yeah,
and
like-
the fact that he's playing better.
And there's teams that are just stuck in the middle. Like, I mean, I know I've mentioned Atlanta. Like, teams that are going to be around like mid. Like, even the team like the Saints. You know, like I don't know, man. There's teams out there that I think Fields can be good on.
Derek Carr played like an MVP yesterday.
Yeah.
Or was that all season?
Oh yeah, that was just all the Giants fans were like, oh, we got all hyped just to watch Derek Carr's fucking career game against us, and he's been terrible.
It couldn't have been
all
a
year.
funnier team to go off against too, since you guys
so
have been giving me
frustrating.
shit for that
So
all year.
frustrating.
Oh, but anyway, all right. What do we got next?
Next, he asked Nico Collins or Rashi Rice.
And for what, fantasy this week?
Well, Nico Collins, is he going to be playing?
I'd imagine.
I think I'm
he's
saying
probably
who do you think?
questionable.
Who's the better player?
Rice.
Oh, I don't know. What's
he
it
asked
under?
in under fantasy.
Okay, so he probably
Oh,
wants to know
okay.
who to start.
Okay. Who to start? I think you got to go Rashi Rice right now.
I think
Just because we don't know if Stroud's going to play, we don't know if Nico's going to play, and Rashi Rice is a guarantee, and he's clearly become the number one target. I think he scored 4 weeks in a row.
Well, you obviously have some days to make this decision. You have till Sunday, so I believe both the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs play on Monday. When do the Texans play Sunday? So
This is sick
we know
weekend
if
because you got
CJ
Thursday,
Stroud's
Saturday,
gonna be
Sunday,
playing?
Monday.
well, that's what we don't know, but it is a
Yeah.
Monday, so you have a lot of time to decide. I think if Stroud and Collins are both healthy, you play Collins. If Stroud's out, you play Rice, and
Yeah.
obviously if Collins is out, then that's not even a question. You're playing Collins injured on your team, so you lose your matchup.
All right, and last he's got future on the Ravens is hot, right?
Yeah. I don't. What did you want to get the Super Bowl odds on that up? I mean, Colin was kind of all over that going into the year.
Yeah,
for
but
the-
I had them.
think
I had
a good
them.
season.
I had them winning 12, and I had them winning the division. But I had the Bengals coming out of the AFC. So Joe
Okay.
Burrow let that die.
I mean,
on
they
me, but-
certainly look like the most complete team right now. They really haven't had many hiccups.
Plus 550.
Yeah, I don't know what odds you got it at, but if you're saying to bet it right now, I wouldn't take it because I don't like those odds. But if you got it like way before, then that's a great call on your part.
They've had a lot of scary games.
Yeah, plus 550 is not good enough odds for me to
They are
wanna take
definitely
it.
the best team in the AFC, though.
Yes.
At this point in time.
Yes, I think it'll be a good test. If you're really confident in the Ravens and they lose this week to the 49ers, I think then is a good time to invest.
Yeah, that's a
Buffalo.
sick game. That's Monday night on Christmas
Yeah.
Day.
So-
Ravens Niners.
But that's what I'm saying. If they lose and you're really sold on this Ravens team, then
Where is
wait
it?
till I think it's in Baltimore. Yeah, I think it is because the 49ers were just at home and the Ravens were just on the road, so I believe it's in Baltimore.
What do you think the spread
it's
of
in
that
San
game-
Francisco.
Oh, it is? Okay.
What do you think the spread of that game is?
I'd probably
It's
guess
Niners.
3.5.
It's Niners 5.5.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a brutal
Woo!
one.
5.5.
It's a brutal one.
Well,
Woo!
yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So,
All
right,
right,
who's up
and
next?
last but not least, we got our boy Austin.
Austin.
Oster.
I want a question too.
You can get one, Jock.
Who will the Chargers head coach be next season?
That's a good question. I mean, we were talking about Belichick. Have some respect for
Yeah,
everyone.
my ad just went off on my fucking thing. It's two old women drinking a cup of Joe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Belichick's name been thrown around. I think they're going to go an offensive coach after seeing how it worked out with Staley. I'm blanking out on the Lions OC. What's his name?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. Is
Yep,
that?
that's who I was going to
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
I was going to say
wasn't
Ben
even-
Johnson.
Yeah.
Come on, if you compare Justin Herbert with Ben Johnson, what he's done with the Detroit offense, specifically Jared Goff and how he's resurrected his career, he's going to be one of the hot commodities.
So
and the Chargers' job is the most coveted job by far because you have Justin Herbert in
Or
place.
I could see them giving Kellen Moore the job as well. But the offense has struggled a lot. But
I doubt
a
it.
lot of that has to deal with the fact that the defense just is so bad. So we'll see. I mean, if Justin Herbert comes out and says, like, Kellen's my guy, I want him to be the coach, that could also change it a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point, Reagan. If he wants Kellen Moore, then Kellen
They're
Moore
going to
might
give
get a
Fields
shot.
He's like about to sneeze.
That's weird. Also, one thing though, for the Kellen Moore, the way McCarthy, which I didn't expect to happen, the way McCarthy has evolved this Cowboys offense and how good they look, it kind of like gets it's a little hit on Kellen Moore in my eyes.
Sorry.
because
I just feel like I'm going to sneeze. I hate that feeling.
Yeah, grow the fuck up.
You know when you get that feeling? I don't want to
kicked
sneeze
Kellen
on the
Moore.
mic.
They kicked Kellen Moore out of town, and McCarthy's like, I'm taking over, and it was all this, I want to run the ball and play defense, but they actually throw the ball a shit ton. And the Cowboys' offense is better this year than it was with Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
true.
It's a little hit on Kellen Moore. I think he's
there's
less
some
of
good
a commodity
options,
there.
I'm trying to think who else out there. If they go defensive option, I could see. Why am I not Caldwell? No, who's the Browns DC? Caldwell, right? Why am I blanking out on his name?
No ball.
Isn't it Jim Schwartz?
Or Schwartz, yeah, okay. I was saying Jim Caldwell, the old Lions coach, Jim Schwartz. So if they go defensive route, I could see him being a top commodity going around. Obviously, he's got like one of the best defenses, so he's a name I could definitely see.
Maybe Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn took his name out last year. He won another year with Dallas, but that defense has been balling under him for a few years now. He might be.
Yeah,
he might
maybe
be an
Eric
option as well.
Bieniemy too, but I would think he's taking over in Washington. But
I don't know. That's another interesting one if Bieniemy gets the head coaching job, because I think Ron's definitely done.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. So, all right, you guys said you had some questions.
Yeah.
There's more.
No, yeah, you could ask yours. We'll go back to ours.
All right, just finish and then
finish
yeah.
All right. Are the Bucks going to win the division?
We talking Milwaukee or Tampa now? I say no. I still think the Saints get it done.
Oh man, it's a shit show.
The Saints' offense is
Atlanta's
actually,
chalked. Atlanta's chalked. They're
Bucks are
buns.
the most favorite to win that NFC South. Dude.
What are the odds right now?
Minus 165 in the Saints.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. I'm gonna roll with my boy
I
Baker.
would
Come
roll
on.
with Baker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with my boy Derek.
First-
I'm riding with the Saints.
First opposing quarterback to have a perfect passer rating in Lambeau Field.
Yeah, I mean he did go off the other day. I think it's between those two teams. I think Atlanta's
I think Atlanta's
out
chalked.
now.
I'm not waving the white flag, but I think they're chalked.
Yeah, no, they could still get their win total. It's possible, and they could still win a wild
It's not
card
likely.
too.
It's not likely, but
Definitely not.
They are playing the Saints
Who?
on the New Year's Eve. Saints Bucks.
That might be
And then the
for
Bucks also
the.
have the Panthers too.
I think that's gonna be that might
So
be
if
our
they beat
Sunday.
The Jags, it's a lock. I think.
There's a chance that's our Sunday night football game
Now,
because they always do the
Yeah.
winner get in games. So there's
Yeah.
a chance we're watching those guys on Sunday night
and hey, if
football.
the Jags don't have Trevor Lawrence this weekend, it's C.J. Beathard. That boosts the Bucks
Yeah.
odds a lot.
Facts.
That's a big game for them.
Yeah, and the Saints obviously even for the wild card spot because they're playing the Rams. So we got a lot of good games this week that have big playoff implications. And
It's a
also
sick week of football.
the Jaguars, Colts, and Texans all 8-6 now.
That's what
So
matters. This is good football. You're right.
so
Is that it from Austin?
Last one. Can the Raiders make a playoff run?
No. Next question.
Sorry,
no,
Austin.
yeah, sorry, no. I actually think if they lose this week, they might be. I think they're mathematically eliminated. So I'm gonna go with no. They just need a lot to happen.
They are 6-8, and all the wild card teams are 8-6, and the Bills aren't even in.
Osti,
Like-
I will give you a
Varsity,
free.
they gotta
I
make
feel
the
bad for
playoffs
whoever's
to
going
make
to
a
play the
run.
Bills after.
Osti, if they make the playoffs, I will give you a free around the felt hoodie if they make the playoffs.
I do a lot more than that.
If not, you have to buy 3 around the felt hoodies. Complete the set,
four, you gotta
Osti.
get every
He's
color.
got the white one, so you got to
No,
complete the
No,
set.
you're gonna have to get another white one.
Fair enough. Yeah, you got to get the set.
Buy 3 hoodies, get the 4th free.
I like that.
All right, Jock, what's your question?
All right. What was I gonna ask?
You just
After what
freeze
no,
up.
After what Henry said about like not being with the
The Titans.
the Titans again, name top 2 teams that you think he'd be placed on. He would be good on. Like what teams do you think? He'd go?
Eagles right
Two
away.
Eagles come to mind right away, man. Eagles come to mind right away. They just always find a way to add premier talent, and you put Derrick Henry in that offense. Oh my!
Like, are we
goodness.
talking like situation also like who's already there?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
no,
like next
where he-
season,
yeah,
like where-
he-
where-
Okay,
where
because
he
I'd say
go?
like the Lions would be sick, but obviously they don't need them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas City would be pretty good, but Pacheco's
I mean, first, do
obviously
you think he
legit.
stays or no?
No.
No, I think
Definitely
he's
not.
gone.
I think he's done. I
I
think
think
the
he's
Titans need to do
Dallas,
a full reboot.
Dallas too, because obviously Pollard's not what he was as the lead back. So
I think he clearly wants to go to a winning team.
that's what I'm saying. So I could see
Houston,
Dallas,
Dallas would
Houston
be, Dallas would
be interesting
good.
too. Yep. I think it's got to be a contender, but
See, like,
Dallas.
I
could be
could see,
sick.
I could see a
see
team,
Dallas,
I could see a
bro.
team like the Bears with a ton of cap space making a push to upgrade their roster around their quarterback,
Oh my
whoever
gosh.
it is.
He wants to
But
be on
I think
the
he
winning
wants. I think he's
But
going to want
dude,
to be
they
on a
might
winner.
be
but
a winning team.
But they
you
might,
know?
yeah, they because
Like they're showing a lot of flashes. Think about it. Detroit finished out the year hot last year, missed the playoffs, and everyone they were like the big like
Yeah.
they're gonna make the playoffs like, and nobody really slept on them. But you know what I mean? They were that team that finished off the year strong, and then now they're gonna be in the playoffs. So I think the Bears could be that team next year.
Baltimore
Yup.
run that read option with Lamar Jackson, and Derrick Henry. Woo wee, that'd be nice. Those some good spots. I think that's like, you know,
Dallas.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what we were saying. Yep.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I got a question and a punishment idea.
All right.
So first question, pretty simple question. But basically, who was your guys' like biggest surprise from this past week? Overall?
In terms of what?
Like either
Like fantasy wise?
nah, just like team wise, either they just didn't perform well or they performed really high.
Well, I guess the Raiders dropping 63 was pretty surprising.
Yeah,
Didn't see that one coming.
That was a big surprise.
I mean, Jared Goff throwing for 5 touchdowns against the Broncos team that's been really good recently.
That was honestly
I don't think we saw
might be the
blowout
biggest one.
coming.
The Broncos just not showing up against probably the worst defense in the NFL.
Reagan, I'm sure you're surprised your Jets put up nothing against the Dolphins.
I would say yes, but once Zach Wilson went down, it doesn't shock me at all. Once he left with the concussion early, it was over.
I'm surprised on what Buffalo did to Dallas. I mean,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dallas has
31-10.
been rolling.
Yeah.
Come on, and
James
on top of
Cook?
that,
Cook?
James Cook over
It was the
200
James Cook
yards.
game.
You know, James Cook is third in the league in all-purpose yards.
I believe it.
That's
All-purpose
And he
yards.
really doesn't.
rushing, receiving,
Yeah.
on top of that, I'm wondering how late do you see like Buffalo staying alive? Like,
I mean, they're
When-
8.
I mean, they just beat Kansas City and
correct?
Dallas. So at
They're
this
8 and
point,
6.
and then
they-
also lost a very
They're like
close one to
minus
Philly.
186 to make the playoffs today.
yeah, well,
Wow.
they're not
I
even
like that.
they're not in the playoffs right now. But the way
Yeah.
they're looking, like they're hot, and the teams above them, I could
Chance
totally
to win
see
the
them
division.
passing.
They're not. Well, I think the
can see
Browns
them.
are locked in to one of those. They're not like mathematically locked in, but
They're
Winning
one
the
game back
division
of
for
Cleveland.
them.
no, I know. I'm
They
just
did
saying. I
better.
think Cleveland's like I'm locking them in. I would be shocked if they miss. They still get to play the Jets
I
too.
think they crushed the Chargers, crushed the Patriots, and then the Dolphins. It's like
They have,
Yeah, the
they,
Bills.
they should be the first two.
It really depends on the other teams around them.
No,
That game could be.
It's gonna be wild if a 10-7 team misses the playoffs in the AFC.
I've seen it before, man. The Jets missed a
It'd be
10-6
wild.
before they did a
It'd be
17
wild.
format.
It's
So
very rare, but
I won't feel
it'd be
bad for
wild.
them.
I don't know. I also with Houston, like if Stroud's out, they're 8-6.
Who are they playing this week, Houston?
The Colts.
I
I
like
mean,
that.
Colts.
the Colts got a lot of
Wow.
injuries. Does Taylor come
All
back?
right, well, right there, the Bills.
Houston,
The Bills will
Colts,
be in the
yeah.
playoff picture if they win next week,
They're
'cause-
gonna jump out of this.
unless they tie. But they'd still pass them anyway. All right, what's your punishment, Killer?
So I know Reagan, you have a history of Fireball on this show, but I think for a punishment idea, there should be 6 shots of Fireball in under 1 minute.
You just want to send one of us to the hospital?
So
Is-
I want.
Okay, if you guys
I would-
don't wanna
What's
do
your
1 minute-
big idea?
If you guys don't want to do 1 minute,
I want to punch you so hard that you shake and bake out of my garage.
6 shots of Fireball in under 1 minute. 1 minute on the clock. 6 shots of Fireball.
Sounds like a Saturday to me.
I'll do it for free.
Who would want to watch that though? They're like, oh, let's watch
Maybe.
this guy drink a bunch of Fireball in a minute.
It's quick though. It's only 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean it's true. That's just an easy one. I mean, we already have an idea for next week in the Christmas spirit. That'll be easy to do. So we might actually have to do that for one of the games before Christmas because it kind of loses its
I
feeling
agree.
before it. So same with the Santa video. We got to film that before
Yeah, we have
Christmas.
to do that.
So we got a couple of punishments, and the lacrosse video is going to get done next week too.
I
So
think this punishment's better than my last week's punishment with the hair and dress.
well, couldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
actually
you set
am
the
not
bar
gonna say
pretty
it.
low, so it's not saying much there, brother.
Keep on thinking.
You got any
Didn't go
questions
up
over
much
there?
Further, but
No.
I don't think it was
Anything
on-
else?
that was it.
No, that's
Anything else?
everything I got.
We're good.
All right, we're good. Let's take a quick break, guys.
What's up, guys? Jake here from Around the Felt. If you have not, don't say it already. Go follow Masterpiece Science on Instagram. If you could think it, they can make it.
All right, guys, welcome back in. We're gonna get right into the biggest maybe not the biggest blowout. No, I'd say so. There were a couple.
The math is
there were-
mathing. It is the biggest blowout.
There's just
Yeah.
so many blowouts this week that I had to think about that.
Yeah, the Raiders won 63-21 over the Chargers. Raiders now 6-8. Chargers 5-9. Aiden O'Connell, baby, 248,
Yeah.
4 touchdowns. Finding Devontae Adams all night, 8 for 101 and a touchdown.
Yep.
And he found Trey Tucker for
Well-
2, Michael Mayer for 1, Jacoby for 1, and then Jacoby threw 1 as well.
Yeah, he found Devontae on that one.
Insane, man, insane. Zamir White scored. Brandon Bolden scored.
Yeah, pretty much. If
Touchdowns for everybody.
if you started a Raider, you were very happy. Even the defense went off. They had like close to 30 points. I mean, it helps when you got a pick six and a fumble return touchdown. That'll always put you in good company. And then on the Chargers side, it was Easton Stick and actually no, Josh Palmer had a good fantasy
Josh
game
Palmer
too.
4 for 113 and a touchdown.
Yeah, it helps
Quentin
getting an
Johnson
80-yard
scored.
touchdown.
Alex Erickson scored.
Yeah, I think the only one that people actually would have played is Palmer, though. In
Yeah.
fairness, I don't think you would have started anyone else.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Eckler just
Drop Eckler.
barely played the last couple weeks.
Drop.
Drop him.
I only have like a regular season league, but I'm gonna fucking.
He had 5 for 9 on the grounds, while
You're gonna be
Joshua
that guy.
Kelly.
I
No.
don't know what
Do
is it?
not be that
Gerald
guy.
Ford? I don't
Do
give a
not be
shit.
that guy that's out of the playoffs dropping guys just to drop them.
Yeah, that's a dick move. But he had 5 carries for 9
That's such a
yards.
dick move.
Joshua Kelly had 5 for
I'm not gonna tell you what I
22.
want to
Isaiah Spiller 16 for 50. Not good. Not
Yeah,
good
not
for
good.
if you're a Austin Eckler holder, Evan. If you're listening, you're fucked this week in fantasy, bro. You're getting plunked this week.
I'm handling him.
Yeah, you're gonna handle him. I know you are.
Am I gonna shake and bake all over that
gonna handle
roster?
him?
Yeah, he's gonna handle him. Kind of like how I handled Reagan in our one playoffs this week. I beat him, so it's fine.
Okay.
Anything to say?
Good.
I bet you're upset that I knocked you out.
Okay. Meet me in the chip in the dynasty.
Yeah,
league and
I
I'll show
will.
you who's
And I'll
daddy.
knock you out again. That's what I'm gonna do.
He ain't getting past tonight.
I actually saw
That would
something.
be so funny if he doesn't get past tonight. Clip it.
I saw,
Wait, go over that matchup again. How many points is he?
It's
Does
4.
that-
I need 44
He needs-
from K9 and Smitty.
yes.
There is a chance.
That's not
There
that's
actually
not
is a
crazy,
chance.
Like,
Totally.
stupid.
Yo,
when
can you-
Smitty goes for 75 and a tutty on the first play, I'm gonna look at your
Is
face.
DraftKings
It's gonna be
offering a,
deep
like-
red, a drop of sweat.
You
coming
need like
down.
you need like 4
Big bro,
touchdowns.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
bro,
Where's the DraftKings big bro or little bro over big bro profit boost? You take Smith
taking-
at
I'm taking
K9
home, bro.
over 44.5 fantasy points.
Yo, I did see someone in one league. The number 1 seed got to choose their opponent for the week, and they chose what they thought was the worst team, and that guy started Raiders defense. Yeah, it's a tough look. It's a
Yeah,
tough
that's
look.
interesting. That would actually be kind of fun to do
It's
that.
a cool concept, but you can get burnt so easy.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
get burnt. You can easily get burnt.
That's why I don't think you should ever reseed it either. I see leagues where they reseed it like the NFL does. And I just
Yeah,
think you gotta.
yeah.
I just like sticking with the bracket, you know.
I like the
How it
bracket
is.
as well. All right, let's get to those Saturday games. Reagan. Bengals 27-24.
Yeah, what a great
nice
game it really
come
was.
from behind win. They score 21 in the 4th. Get the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, 2 more backup quarterbacks that had great fantasy games.
Jake Browning threw for 324, 2 touchdowns. Nick Mullins threw for 303, 2 touchdowns. 2 picks for Mullins, 1 for Browning.
It's funny though because right away, first 2 games, 4 backup quarterbacks as top 12 quarterback options.
Absurd.
Gotta love it, man. This is why we play.
This is why we play. I let us down with the Around the Felt parlay pick this week.
Boo.
Chase had
Yeah.
4 for 64. We had over 65.5.
It
and then
would've
he's-
hit,
And then he
yeah.
hurts
He
his,
always
he hurts
takes
his
a
shoulder
square.
in the 4th.
I got mad at him. for
Hurts
only taking
hurts his
square
shoulder
It
in
is
the
a square.
4th. It's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Ooh, that's a cracked one. Is it cracked or no?
Nah.
Oh. And then Jared, I'm actually surprised. You're probably gonna be listening to this tomorrow. No question, tooting your own horn about your league winner,
Ty Chandler, come on, baby!
Where
I
are
picked
you,
him up
Grandman?
as soon as Madison got ruled out. For some reason, he was on waivers in my dynasty. I was like, huh, interesting. Picked him up, plugged him in, 23 carries for 132, a touchdown, and had 3 catches for 25 yards.
Well,
what
I mean,
a
I
smash
guess it's
play.
nice to be in not competitive leagues. Good for you.
What a smash play, man. It's a competitive league. I got
Clearly not.
I don't know
I mean,
how no one picked up
In
on
your other
that.
competitive league, this guy had Ty Chandler for a while now.
Yeah, Jefferson at 7 for 84, Hawkinson 6 for 63. The Vikings offense got it done. Their defense just
And
collapsed.
T.
late in
Higgins
that
on the
game.
Bengals side with one of probably the coolest touchdowns ever.
Oh my goodness. T. Higgins had 4 for 61 and 2 touchdowns with that jump ball and putting the ball back over. Oh man.
Oh
that
my!
was
And
sick.
I'm sure a lot of people didn't start him as the thing because he's been so bad.
Yep, my buddy Luke did not start him
I
in
didn't
his
start him in
playoffs
my
this week.
playoffs, and
Yep.
I probably could have won if I did. But you know,
Brutal.
fantasy man.
Drock, it's fine. I know he
rode
popped
with
off
him
on
the
your
entire
bench.
year.
Yeah, he popped
Well,
off on your
at
bench.
least he got you out of
Not
the
my
toilet
bench.
bowl.
I've started him.
Oh, you did start
Yeah,
him.
but I'm still gonna.
Yeah, but you're in the toilet bowl, so.
Oh yeah,
And then he has big plays. Big
I
plays.
I got a
slide.
big. Come on, boo, DK.
I
You
may
might
still
lose.
lose. I may
Big plays-
lose.
big
I need
plays
10
slide.
points from DK tonight, so.
Big play slide.
Yeah, I'd take DK's under as a hedge.
Word, thanks.
No, he's getting 10. He's getting 10.
I already.
I thought you need like 13.
Oh, I already hedged.
IR?
I already hedged Giants Packers. Saquon to score. Colin took me out of the playoffs, so.
All right, hedge again.
Yeah, but that's
You don't
because
wanna
Saquon scored twice and Mozart scored twice.
I don't want to see your ugly ass in a Girl Scout costume.
I don't want to see it.
Actually, no,
It
I
wouldn't
do.
be funny
I
to be
do.
in it.
No,
It wouldn't be funny.
No, it would. Yeah, it would.
It would be
You'd like,
it would be
You're
very
like,
funny
you're
if
the
you
most
did it.
funny
you'd be like,
one.
want some lemonade?
I actually, yeah, it might be the funniest.
As they're like chugging it.
Yo, some bald dude in a Boy Scout costume. Are you kidding me, bro? You're like, dude, aren't you like 60?
Yeah, I would.
How are you
slap-
not an Eagle Scout yet? Clip it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next, the Colts beat the Steelers 30-13. They improved to 8-6. Steelers dropped to 7-7. Big game for playoff implications. Gardner Minshew, baby, 18 for 28, 215, 3 touchdowns. Michael Pittman was going off before that vicious hit.
Yeah, well, it was interesting. I don't even know if you saw what Tom Brady said, but he was blaming Minshew more than he was the defender in KZ because of the fact that Minshew's you're not supposed to throw that ball. He led his receiver and got him killed there.
Yeah, it's a bad throw. Similar to the
Brady's
week before, Dobbs with Jefferson.
He was saying it's equally as much on the defender as it is Minshew in this situation, which is true.
Absolutely.
You set up Pittman. He was going to have a huge game, and we didn't get to see it, unfortunately. But not that it mattered for the Colts. They took care of business.
They still hung 30, and Zach Moss left the game too, and then 4 for 13, and then Trey Sermon.
Yeah, that's a name.
Trey Sermon,
Beast in
baby.
college at Ohio State. And
He was good at Ohio State.
The only thing I don't
man.
understand is how
17 for 88.
49ers first.
No, he also played at Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He played at Oklahoma
But
and then
the
transferred.
fact that he got drafted to the 49ers, we've seen them turn out all these good backs, and he didn't work out there. Then went to Philly, now is here and getting a chance, but looks good. But I think
Taylor
Jonathan
might be back this
I think
week.
he'll be back this week.
I hope he is. I need him in the playoffs. But
What about Steelers? Like, what do these Steelers fans got to do at this point?
just close your eyes and pray that they find a quarterback or
At least you'll go 9-8 and just miss. So I mean,
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's there, so you're gonna have a winning record. I'm sorry, but Mike Tomlin's one of the most overrated coaches.
I
in
still
football.
feel like there's a tie one of these 3 games. I feel like they go 8-1.
Am I crazy for that? Mike Tomlin's one of the most overrated coaches in football.
Yeah, I'd say you're pretty crazy for that.
I mean, he has never had a losing season. But when was
Yeah.
his last playoff win?
I'm not sure, but I would take being relevant every year over what I have right now. So
Yeah, well, that's because you're on the biggest playoff drought of like every sports franchise.
So to me, I'd take his so-called overrated ass as my coach.
I want to figure out when that last won a playoff game.
Yeah, I don't think it's been as long as you think, but I wouldn't call him overrated, but I definitely wouldn't also put
2016, bro.
I also wouldn't put him in the
7
whole
years.
conversation of one of the best in the league, but I definitely wouldn't say he's overrated.
It's been 7 years, brother.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
7
crazy.
years.
That's not winning a playoff game in 7 years is kind of crazy.
Yep, well, I know a team that hasn't made it in
Hey,
13.
he's
so.
got a long leash. I mean, I understand that, but I mean, offensively, Trubisky threw for 169, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He's brutal.
I will say if they
That's why
Pickett,
he's
though,
benched.
I wouldn't.
Ah.
Their record would be better if Pickett didn't get hurt.
Yeah, because they win with
Probably.
Pickett, but Pickett's also not
He's
good.
not good, but yeah, they still win games.
I mean, he's better than Trubisky.
Their offensive line is also terrible.
It is terrible.
Like watching them, their O-line's bad. Like the running backs have no time. It seems like Najee or Warren, whoever it is, they basically get tackled right away unless Warren just with pure speed breaks one off. It's
bad. And they took Broderick Jones out of Georgia in the first round. He's a mauler in the run game, but clearly need a lot more work.
Yeah.
All right, the night game. Sam Laporta first touchdown. Wheel cash.
Yep.
Jake did a keg stand, baby.
Boy, Jake.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Probably the coolest keg stand I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I
and
mean-
I don't just throw that around.
Explain how that went in your house with the TV that was behind you and Joe in the other room.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
we were
yeah.
all hanging out at my house for a big sports Saturday, watching the games. We knew Laporta was the wheel. So in my living room, we had 2 TVs set up. We had fights on the big TV and another big TV set up with the game. But obviously the game's on a lag because we were streaming. Game was on in my kitchen. And all of a sudden, Reagan comes running in the room like a little schoolgirl. And then my boy,
Giggles were not involved.
Yeah.
my boy Luke goes to me. He goes, I think Laporta's gonna score. And I'm like, huh? You don't say. And I look up at the screen, and we all know it's coming. Laporta catches it, a little juke, touchdown, baby. And the boys got amped. It's on the
Well,
Instagram.
hey,
If
at
you've
least
not
I got a
seen it-
video out of it. So.
Yeah, you got the video. The video was nice.
I like tripped in the process trying to get in there.
Yeah, ran in, grabbed your phone off the charger, and just stand in the back with your fucking phone up.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, but goddamn it, it was still sweet. Lions rolled 42-17. They improved to 10-4. Broncos drop a tough one to 7-7. Jared
Yeah.
Goff, baby, 278, 5 touchdowns.
Gibbs looked great too.
Gibbs looked great, 11 carries for 100 and a touchdown. Montgomery 17 for 85. I mean, that's 5 yards a touch. That's pretty good as
Yeah.
well.
Just dominant on all phases of the game
Amon-Ra
offensively.
St. Brown, 7 for 112, a touchdown. Laporta, 5 for 56 and 3 touchdowns. I know we talked about this earlier, Reagan. Hawkinson or Laporta? Who's Dynasty tight end 1? Do you still think it's Hawk, or would you give it to Laporta?
I still
tough one.
lean
It's a tough
Hawkinson.
one.
I still lean Hawkinson.
I got Laporta.
I got Laporta
Because
too.
of age and also,
And
I don't know who's
quarterbacks.
better this
Although,
season. It's very close.
kind of love my boy Trey McBride over in Arizona too.
McBride's
He's
really
pretty
yes.
sick too.
He's up there as well, but he's
If
not
you
on
were-
Laporta's level.
I don't know. The thing is, he's not there yet, but also he has a lot less competitions for targets right now.
It's a good point,
So,
but it doesn't really matter if
And-
Laporta scores 3 touchdowns.
well, yeah, but that's not going to happen every week.
No,
Touchdowns
no,
are one
it's
thing
not.
that it's one thing for fantasy football that doesn't equivalent to the next year. It's
Unless you're Christian McCaffrey.
Well, yeah, but he's not Christian McCaffrey. That was the thing.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see some negative touchdown regression going into next year for him, but I still think he's up there. As if he's not one, he's top 3 for sure. But I like Trey McBride a lot too. And we saw him go off for 10 and 102 against a guy you were like, Fred Warner's going to take care of him. He didn't.
He did not.
Had a good game.
No, he did not. Neither did Dre Greenlaw. They did not take care of him.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's between those two right now for me and Hawkinson as 3 guys I want long term in Dynasty.
For the Denver side, Russell Wilson threw for 223, a touchdown, also ran one in. Not a terrible game on paper, but couldn't move the ball enough. Judy 3 for 74, Sutton 5 for 71. Little
Just
Jordan
an ugly
Humphrey
game.
got in the end zone.
Humphrey.
Told you that was his name, and Jake said, "Dog, stop fucking with me." I'm like, his name's Little Jordan Humphrey, and he's like, "Nah, you're fucking with me."
You didn't know that, Jake? The hell's wrong with you, bro?
I forgot what name.
Yo, Lil Jordan, if you're listening, we apologize for our dumb friend.
Come smack Shake and Bake in the corner over there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Next, Cleveland takes care of business at home, 20-17, another comeback win. 13 points unanswered in the fourth quarter. Joe
Drop hit
Flacco,
his
baby.
leg,
Joe
too.
Flacco. Now, he did throw 3 picks. This Bears secondary's been balling recently. But he threw for 374 and 2 touchdowns.
Is it worth an MVP sprinkle? I don't know.
No, let's hold your horses here.
But he's definitely playing at an elite level. And Njoku having his best season ever in his career.
10
because
for
of it.
104 and a touchdown, man. And
Dude.
also, Stefanski, I'm pretty sure, Saturday
He's
night
got it.
before
He might
the
be
game.
the coach of the year, Stefanski, if you really think about it.
At 9-5 with all the injuries, Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, your top 3 tackles, they missed their guard.
Who else could it be? Like, if you really think about it, like, who else are you giving it to right now? What he's had to overcome.
D'Amico's up there.
D'Amico's up there, but it's a little bit
The
more
Texans
impressive.
have more wins this season than they did the previous 2 seasons combined.
That's true, but the Browns are on their fourth different starting quarterback without Nick Chubb, without both of their tackles. Defense has been going through injuries and stuff. But I mean,
no, I still give the nod to Stefanski, but
the
I'm
fact
just
that he's
saying
able to
D'Amico's
bring
up
a
there.
guy off the streets and then have him play at an elite level. Or not an elite level, but I mean, it's Joe Flacco. He's elite. Let's be honest.
Joe Flacco's elite. Remember that narrative back in the day? I mean,
Yeah,
they couldn't run the ball. Jerome Ford, 8 for 20. Kareem Hunt, 7 for 8.
It is funny how that works. As soon as they get Joe Flacco, they can't run the ball anymore, but they can certainly pass the ball.
The night before the games, apparently Stefanski called up Njoku and said, this is the type of player that we need in this building. Tough, dependable.
I mean, dude
Plays
played
it on the
after
line
getting
for the team. Yeah,
burning his face off in a fire, and he played.
Yeah,
so.
ever since that happened, he's been lights out, and he didn't miss a game, man. That's the type of dude that is really carrying the load for the Browns right now.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
I know coming out of Miami,
sure.
he was a first round pick.
Yeah,
highly touted tight end prospect. Never really panned out early in his career. They brought in some other guys that played over him, but good for Njoku, man. If you have him in fantasy.
I got a question for you guys. If you're talking coach of the year, where's McCarthy coming in on that right now?
Top 5, I'd say.
Obviously, tough loss last week, but I mean,
he's got to be top 5.
Yeah,
especially what he's done with Dak too.
The biggest thing for me, with coach of the year, it's not the best team. It's the best coaching job and who exceeds expectations the best. So that's why a guy like D'Amico with Houston, they weren't expected to win a lot of games. Their over under was 6.5. With Cleveland, just all the injuries, the fact that they are 9-5 is pretty crazy. They brought in Joe Flacco off the streets. He's thrown for 375. Very impressive. But yeah, McCarthy's definitely up there.
Well, you can make
John Harbaugh will be up there.
Yeah, but you can make the same case that you're making for D'Amico with Shane Steichen over with the Colts too.
Absolutely, yeah. Steichen's up there as well. Yeah, because they lost
and
Richardson.
his is actually more impressive because he's doing it with a backup quarterback.
Steichen's up there,
and he didn't have his star running back also, and he's proven that whatever running back they put in that system can clearly run the ball well too.
It's like the Eagles, man. It's
Yeah.
just like the Eagles. But yeah, man. Bears dropped to 5-9. Browns 9-5. Right in the playoff picture.
Yes, sir.
All right, Reagan, next. The Bucks take care of business on the road in Lambeau Field. 34-20.
I was surprised on this. I had a lot of confidence in the Packers.
I
going
took
into this
Packers
game.
as well in this one. I was definitely surprised.
What'd you say?
Bucks. The Bucks.
Yeah, they won. That's what we said.
I'm saying I took the Bucks.
Oh,
all right.
Wow.
I forgot that we asked.
Now that's a hot take right there. Why didn't you make that your pick?
I don't know. I like Parker Washington, but that didn't pan out.
Yeah, it didn't. Baker Mayfield, perfect passer rating, 158.3, 22 of 28 for 381 and 4 touchdowns. And Chris Godwin, wow, where has this been all season? 10 for 155,
Yeah,
Reagan.
I don't know. I mean, probably nobody played him in fantasy either because you had to bench him.
He was
hadn't
putting
been
up
doing
duds,
anything.
dud after
Yeah.
dud after dud after dud. And then he explodes
Nobody
in the
started
sun.
him. It sucks. He has the explosion when nobody started him.
Absolutely.
Seahawks are undecided on who's going to start at quarterback tonight.
Oh,
Oh.
They're changing their mind now?
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a GM that was asked.
That's
but I guess
bullshit.
he declined to talk on who's going to start.
I wouldn't have
Yeah,
taken.
that's
It's gonna be
little
Geno.
games.
It's
Should
gonna
have
be-
taken
Geno,
DK's freaking
Bleacher
yards
Report's
now.
just like going for a
I
little
know.
clickbait headline. But
Should get a
yeah, they
refund
asked him
on
to
that.
do
No,
that.
John Lynch.
But-
Come on.
Now on the Packers side, I did like this game script for Jordan Love with the Bucs being the 30th ranked passing defense. He threw for 284 and 2 touchdowns, only had 5 incompletions. Good game out of him, but I mean Aaron Jones came back only at 13 for 53. I mean, Jaden
Reed had a big game.
6 for 52 and a touchdown. I mean, we've been starting Jaden Reed. He's a league winner, in my opinion. He's
Yeah.
dropped like close to 20.
Well,
I
if
think,
Aaron
4 in a
Jones didn't
row.
play, I think he would have had an even better game because he would have got more carries.
Yeah, because
He
Jones
didn't
had 13 for
get
53.
I know. I was shocked on that, but that's also
With no
the fact that
Christian
Aaron
Watson
Jones
Weirdly in
played.
the run game with like his motions
Dude, he's
and
like
stuff,
they
but-
use him like he's
He's a
Debo.
little Swiss Army knife, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
I like that analogy.
Packers are now 6-8. Playoff hopes take a big hit with that
Yeah,
loss
the
to
past
the
2
Bucs.
weeks, yeah. Big
Bucks are now
killer.
7-7, man. That NFC South race is going to be interesting down the stretch.
That's for sure.
All right, what do we got next? Tennessee and Houston.
This game ended up being a lot better than I expected. I mean, I took the Texans because I'm done with the Titans, and yeah, now I officially got to drink the Will Levis coffee.
Yep, it's official.
Mayo
It's
boy.
official. The mayo and
I
coffee
cannot wait.
Oh,
is happening, and I'm going
I'll
to
do
put
it.
an entire fucking jar in that.
Hell
It's going to
yeah.
A
be
jar?
yeah.
A jar?
Uh-huh. I'm going to get you a big ass coffee, bro. It's going to fit, don't worry.
Give him, yeah.
You want some coffee with your mayo, bro?
No, I want a heart attack with that.
Yeah, I was actually on Tennessee in this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know
How much are
I
you actually putting in there?
He's got to put in like
lot.
whatever Levis does. It's the Will Levis thing. It's not the whatever. You got to look up how much he puts in, and that's what it is.
don't think he calculates it every time.
I think it gives
Well,
it a
he
full
closes
fuck-
his eyes and he squirts.
Yeah, it's just like you just got to squirt some in. You're not putting a whole jar of mayonnaise in it.
What kind of mayo?
I'm going to put a lot of mayo.
What kind of mayo?
Helmets.
I think it's
Olive oil?
Duke's or whatever it is.
I don't know what the mayo is. We'll figure it out when the
Or
time
not
comes.
Duke's, Hellman's. I mean,
Yeah, Hellman's. That's
Yeah.
what we use. So I took Tennessee in this one.
maybe we
'cause-
DM Will Levis and we're like, "Yo, how much mayo did you?" Oh, I'm sorry. Did I anger you?
No, you just cut me off again, but it's fine. What were you
I
saying?
know it's fine.
Go ahead.
Now that I have the floor,
ahead.
thank you. But yeah, no, I was just gonna say maybe we'll DM him, get an interview from him, and then in that interview we can ask him how much he puts in the coffee.
That'd be a good idea. We'll see if he responds, and that's what we'll do. Can I continue?
Yeah. So anyway, the big win for the Texans here, obviously. I didn't expect it. Well, actually, I did. You were on the Titans.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
before
let
you
me.
cut me
Are you,
off.
are you gonna? No, you're doing the same thing to me.
Well, I took the I took the Titans in this one because I mentioned the last 5 games Derrick Henry has had against Houston, and then he goes out and puts up 16 carries for 9 yards. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty
not
brutal.
the Derrick Henry we were accustomed
Not the
to.
Derrick Henry we're accustomed to. Levis threw for 199, had a pick. He did have a rushing touchdown though, 4 carries for 25 yards. On the Houston side,
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, baby.
Stepping up.
23 of 66 for 229, a touchdown and a pick, but it was another Devin Singletary game.
Yeah.
26
Damian Pierce is
carries.
done, I guess.
Pierce had 1 carry for 3 yards.
And he could have had an even bigger game. I don't know if you saw. He had a 35-yard touchdown that was a
Call back. Walk
called
off.
back for a holding, but it could have been an even bigger game than he had.
Yeah, he would have scored. He would have had 150 yards, but they still kicked the field goal, still got it done 19-16. Noah Brown 8 for 82 and a touchdown without Nico Collins and Tank Dell. That's a
Yep.
sneaky flex play if you're in
And
the playoffs.
unfortunately, we say goodbye to the Titans now.
Yeah, Titans.
Till next year.
Are toast. They're now 5-9. Season over. Houston 8-6. Right in the playoff hunt. Right in the playoff hunt. All right, one more game before we hit a break, Reagan. How about that?
How about
we'll
it,
get the
them
Jets.
apples?
We'll get the Jets over with. 30-0 for the Dolphins. They improved to 10-4. Jets 5-9. Season done. Wilson 4 of 11
Yeah.
for 26 yards before getting knocked out with a head injury. Well, he got knocked out with a head injury and then played and then got knocked out again.
Yeah. I mean, this game was bad. Our O-line looked terrible. Bradley Chubb was going off in this game. I think he had 2.5 sacks in the first quarter. What did he end with? Did
He
end
finished with 3.
3? Okay. He had a big hit that led to a fumble. I mean, our defense, like, if you look at the stats, you're like, the Jets defense got cooked. Not really. I mean, when your offense has 100 yards of offense, can't move the ball, getting sacked no matter who it is. Not going to be a good game script. But I will say, Waddle had a big game.
That's really the only guy that cooked you.
Yeah.
8 for 142 and a touchdown. Most were scored twice, but only had 42 yards. on
Yeah, and it
15
helps
carries.
when both times your team's already in the red zone. So
Absolutely.
Not a lot of yards for the Miami offense, but a lot of points.
For the Jets, not a single receiver had more than 30 yards. Garrett Wilson, 3
Nobody
for 29.
was a good start in this matchup.
Brees Hall, 6 carries for 12 yards, and he only had 1 catch for 6, and he's been so good PPR-wise.
Yep.
Kind of keeping him fantasy relevant.
Yeah, so if you had Brees or Garrett Wilson, you probably lost your matchup.
Not this guy. I still won.
Let's go.
Zach Wilson
I still hung 170 with
I saw today
2 points
that,
from
like,
Brees.
they ruled it as a head injury, but like he was dehydrated, so they classified that as like a head injury.
Well, he was dehydrated, came back in, and then got hit in the head.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing, it is what it is.
It's crazy.
I don't know. The season's over. I mean, I should have just... I started to be like, oh, maybe the Jets could keep it close once they were ruling out Lyman and Tyreek got ruled out, and just got to stick to my gut that this Jets team's done.
Stick to that gut of yours, Reagan. And see
I did. It worked out. It worked out twice this week. Both trap games. I you know what? I saw the lines were bad. The Panthers game and the Giants game were both trap games. Panthers and Saints got it done. So
congrats.
Those were the 2 games that Vegas knew something.
Panthers was a good pick by you.
Yeah. What about the other one? No,
not a good pick.
Not a good
All right,
pick.
guys, let's take a quick break.
What a good-looking bottle. Where can I find it? Where's Manhattan's Instagram page? And then from there, go to their website and check out their store finder. The best.
All right, guys, welcome back in. The Kansas City Chiefs get back on the winning track, 27-17 over the Patriots in this one. Pat Mahomes throws for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Not terrible.
Not terrible.
Not terrible.
Not great for fantasy, but from Patrick Mahomes standards.
For Patrick Mahomes standards. They struggled on the ground, though, without Pacheco again in this one, Reagan.
Well,
13 for 37 from Clyde, 4 for 11 from McKinnon. However, Rashee Rice stays hot, 9 for 91 and a touchdown. Clyde added 4 for 64 and a touchdown through the air. Travis Kelce, 5 for 28, had that drop touchdown. Taylor Swift was not too happy about that one.
I don't blame her, man. Get off her mans.
It's like, come on, Travis. Figure the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, also just don't touch him. That's her man. All right, enough of that. Just keep going. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
For the
talk.
Patriots, same old. Offense was terrible. Zappy threw for 180, 1 touchdown to pick. Couldn't run the ball. Zeke had 11 for 25. Kevin Harris, who had that in their bingo card, 4 for 25 and a touchdown.
Me? No.
Hunter Henry, 7 for 66 and a touchdown. Not really much else
He
to
seems
highlight.
like a guy to pick up in fantasy. Zappy seems to love him. He's been targeting him like crazy. So Hunter Henry's definitely a guy you can plug in at the tight end
Yeah, if you're
position.
struggling at tight end right now, maybe you plug in Hunter Henry. Not a bad pick. Patriots 3-11 seem to be locked in the top 3 in the draft, while the Chiefs 9-5 with a soft schedule throughout. I think they end 12-5, Reagan.
I mean, they definitely win in the division. Now that Denver lost, you can put that to rest. Any of those guys.
Division is clinched for Kansas City. All right, the New York Giants. God damn it.
Yep.
They loop us in just to crush our hearts yet again. Missed the playoffs for the 11th time in the last 13 seasons.
At least you can go to bed knowing it was good you got your caddying out of the way.
Yeah, okay. So
That's true.
that's true.
Yeah.
For 1 week, it was like, maybe it was a little early. But no. Giants lost 24-6 to the Saints.
Derek Carr took care
They dropped
of
to
business.
5-9. Saints are now 7-7. Yeah, Derek Carr threw for 218 and 3 touchdowns. Very
Hey,
efficient
Derek,
game.
where was this all year, man? Where was this all year? These are the games that could have won you the MVP.
Really spread the ball around without Michael Thomas and Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Kamara had 66 yards on the ground, added 44 through the air for 110 total, Reagan. Could you do that quick math?
I was half listening to you, but if I was fully listening to you, I would have said 110 before you did.
Jawan Johnson scored. Jimmy Graham scored. The corpse of Jimmy Graham.
Dude, Jimmy Graham has 3 or 4 touchdowns this year now.
I think he has 4
Who
touchdowns.
had that on their bingo
I think
card?
he has 4 touchdowns on 6 receptions.
Hey, man, throw in the big guy and he'll get a touchdown.
I'm just saying, if you're a Saints fan and you're in that stadium and Jimmy Graham catches a touchdown, how does that not
Think
get
about
you
the
fired
people that
up?
have been rolling that over every week, because I know he only just became active a couple weeks ago. So if you've been betting him every week to score and rolling it over,
Yeah, you're up a lot of money.
yeah, you probably are. Because think about the first time he scored, he was probably plus 2,000.
Now, Reagan, I gotta ask: is the legend of Tommy DeVito dead?
No, I mean it's not dead.
Now,
But-
when they get blown out to Philly this week, is it dead?
We'll see. Let the best Italian win. Is it going to be Sirianni or is it going to be DeVito?
Some Giants reporters were saying I wouldn't be shocked if they start Tyrod, but Dable put that to rest. DeVito's
Yeah,
just
I don't
there.
know how you can. I mean, whether or not you're in the playoffs, it just doesn't make sense.
Does not make sense at all.
DeVito looks
Tyrod's
better,
not
and
this
also
quick for
just
Giants, man.
why would you not play the young guy?
Yeah.
And then for the Saints, man, they're in the thick of it. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
7-7.
But I believe 3 games left. They got to win out for you to eat the hot dogs. So
I
I
sure
think we
hope they
found
don't
a
win
big
out.
Saints hater.
Come on, Baker, take it home. Take that division home. All right, next the Panthers get win number 2, 9-7 over the Falcons. Jeez, man, Desmond Ridder is just buns. I can't stand him. I can't stand Arthur.
There's
Smith.
also a hurricane the whole entire game.
It's just so frustrating, man. I mean, the fact that they give Cordell Patterson the ball inside the 2, like, god damn it, give the ball to Bijan Robinson.
He's so upset.
In fairness, Bijan did not look good all game. Had a bad fumble, so Algier just looked like the better back.
Algier had 14 for 45, Bijan 7 for 11. Yeah,
Yep,
Algier
looked like
ran the ball better on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying.
That is true. Ritter,
So-
12 of 20 for 152, a touchdown, a pick against the Panthers. Jeez, man, that's really bad. Of course, the leading receiver is none other than Jonnu Smith, 2 for 61.
Shouldn't shock you. He's the best tight end there, as well as Algier's the best running back there.
Yeah, okay. Next.
On that Sunday, they were.
Uh,
Actually, it hasn't been the first Sunday. That's happened a couple times this year.
yeah, but it's Arthur Smith. It's not, it's the scheme that he's doing. It's
All
brutal,
right.
man.
Blame it on Arthur, Blame it
Arthur
on
Smith
Arthur.
should not be the head coach of the Falcons next year, and I'm going to die on that hill.
All right, fair enough.
Bryce Young, 18 of 24 for 167. No touchdowns, no picks. But
Eddie
Chuba
Pinheiro
Hubbard,
took care of business for the Panthers.
yeah, that's what he does, Eddie Pinheiro.
Big time
3
Eddie.
field goals. Chuba Hubbard did add 87 on the ground. He's been playing really well. Miles Sanders, an afterthought, 6 for 2. No touchdowns, Reagan. It's really all the highlight from this game. Nothing crazy. 9-7. Ugh, bad teams. Just bad teams. At least the Panthers have their... Oh, wait, they don't.
I'm not going to do Matt Scherf like that again. He had to hear it last week.
Next,
I'll let him have this week.
the Rams beat the Commanders 28-20. Matthew Stafford, 258, 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 8
Just
for
keeps it
111
rolling,
and a
man.
touchdown. Thank you, Cooper Kupp. He's
Kyron-
back.
dude.
He's back. Come on, baby. Leading me in 2 playoffs. Let's go.
And
What, like
Kyron,
7 yards?
Yeah, he had like, what?
It was a
4
62-yard catch.
How many receptions did he have? 3?
He had 8, you moron. Shut the
Wow.
fuck up. You're going to speak on this podcast.
Oh,
Know your facts. Kyron Williams,
Only
20,
110 yards?
111.
Like 70 on one of them. Fucking
62
What?
on one catch,
That's
yeah.
not even that good.
That's a really good
dude,
game. I know
Kyron
what you're
Williams
talking
also,
about.
like, if it wasn't for McCaffrey, he'd be talked about so much more. I mean, he's been, like, the closest thing we've seen to McCaffrey all year.
Yeah, he's
This guy
had
just
27
produces.
for 152 and a touchdown. He's a beast, man.
Dude, I have a team where I have both of them. It's so much fun. just like a locked-in, like,
He's always
60...
scoring, though.
Just a locked-in 60 points every week. Who's not
Maybe
scoring?
Mostert's
No,
got
he's
20
always
touchdowns.
Kyron
Yeah, him
is
too.
Notre Dame alum.
Ooh,
Kyron
yeah.
Williams. Shout out Kyron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a Notre Dame alum. Puka Nacua had 5 for 50. On the Commander's side,
Sam Howell got benched.
Howell got benched.
But he
11
said he's
of
gonna play
26
next week,
for
so-
102, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And then Jacoby Brissett comes in, 8 of 10 for 124
That's
and 2
what pisses me
touchdowns.
off, 'cause
and he
that
finds
was-
Terry McLaurin.
That was my leg, and it's just like, Sam Howell, what are you doing? And as soon, because I had McLaurin in a couple fantasy leagues, I'm like, great, like, he's not doing anything this week. As soon as Brissett comes in, he just looks at him right away, just targeting the shit out of him. McLaurin's beating him, hitting him right on the money. Almost had a second touchdown, got stopped at the 2.
Yeah.
And then it took him, like, 12 plays from the 2-yard line to punch in that touchdown.
McLaurin had 6 for 141 and a touchdown. Where's that been all season? On 12 targets.
Well-
And Walmart, I know you're listening, Commanders fan, he's like, I don't understand why we don't get Terry McLaurin the ball.
Well, ask Sam
the
Howell
entire season, and then Brissett steps in, and then he just starts force feeding the ball.
that. Honestly, after watching this game, I hope they start Brissett against the Jets next week.
Why do you want that?
So we lose.
Oh, you think you have a better chance of losing with Brissett at the helm instead of Howell?
Well, if Brissett's going to target McLaurin versus not targeting McLaurin, yeah.
I don't know, Reagan. We were giving Howell his flowers earlier in the year because obviously he was leading the league in passing yards.
No,
Although
I still think there's
that doesn't
something-
necessarily mean you're a good quarterback, but
I still think they're going to roll with him next year. Like, he's
Yes.
still their future.
yeah, they should. But
But-
they are picking 4th overall right now. Like, a quarterback's not out of the question.
Yeah, but
You took
their
Sam Howell
O-line,
to 5th.
yeah, but their O-line's trash, and
It
you
is
know,
trash.
At 4th peg, you can get.
Odds are they're going to take a tackle. But
And
if
they
you're at
should.
4, like, what if Jaden Daniels is there? Like, does that
Well, he
tempt
will
you?
be there.
Does
He
that
will be
tempt you?
there.
Yeah, most likely, yes. Yeah,
I think he'll definitely be there.
most likely. Unless the team trades up to 3 to
Then
take
you get
him,
Marvin
but-
Harrison.
Then you get Marv, but you don't really need a receiver. You can't. You have good receivers. You can't block anybody.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, I don't know. That Commanders team has a lot of holes to fill. 4-10. Oh man, Riverboat Ron, get the hell out of town. Ride that riverboat out of
Howell's
DC.
passing yards also didn't hit.
No, they did not.
No, they did not. Next, the Niners just keep it rolling. Proved 11-3 with a 45-29 win over the Cardinals. In fact, the Cardinals scored 29 points. Pretty impressive, though, I will say.
Yeah, man.
Against this Niners defense.
A lot of it was in garbage time, but
Purdy,
still.
16-25 for 242 and 4 touchdowns. He is
How
now
about-
your odds-on favorite for MVP.
Matt Scherf, I'd let it ride, man. If you're going to hedge, Lamar Jackson seems to be the guy. That's why I said wait.
What does he
because
got again? What's the odds he got?
he got like plus 3,000, I think. He's got 20 to win 600. But that's what I was saying, man. Wait, because now if you hedged with Hurts or Dak, neither of them are even in second. Lamar is at 2 at like plus 350.
Ooh,
I saw today.
I have Lamar
So-
preseason.
You did. So,
Woo!
but that's my point. And guess what? Guess who plays each other next week? Lamar
Monster game, dude.
and Purdy.
Well, you could hedge
MVP
Lamar.
might be decided.
Could hedge Lamar.
You could, if you think, basically, Sheriff, I'd say, if you think the Niners are going to
Who wins
lose,
that game?
I think the Niners.
I think the Ravens.
But it depends who you think is going to win. If you think the Niners are going to win, don't hedge. If you think they're going to win, throw on Lamar.
Yeah.
I'd say that's your best bet.
I like that.
Probably what the MVP is going to come down to.
I don't know.
Yeah, at this point.
Me and Brock Purdy agree on one thing. Christian McCaffrey's the MVP of that team.
Well, he could still, yeah. I mean, he's plus 1,500 now,
But then what
so.
if like the Cowboys go on and they win out and somehow that?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dak could be the MVP, bro.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
Yeah,
There's still other guys.
It's wide open. It's wide open.
That's what I'm saying.
Dak's still in there.
I'd
He's
wait another week before hedging anything.
If them boys didn't drop last week, then Dak could just.
He'd still be the favorite,
It's
yeah.
also $20 on a ride.
Let it ride.
Yeah. But if you want to hedge a little bit, wait till next
I
week.
don't know. McCaffrey had 187 total yards and 3 touchdowns in this one.
Could have
Pretty
had 4, but they
damn
decided to take him
impressive.
out for
Yeah.
Mason.
Yeah, Jordan Mason.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean,
hate it.
Debo had 4 for 48, 2 more touchdowns. He is actually the number 1 scoring wide receiver of the past 4 weeks.
yeah, I believe it.
Debo's
He's been
been
scoring. I think he
balling
scored like
out.
2 touchdowns in every game.
Yeah, dude. Debo's just on one of those Debo stretches. Just what he does, man.
Yep.
For Arizona, Kyler threw for 211, a touchdown and 2 picks. Tough matchup for him. Connor
James
14
Conner had a
for
good game,
86
though.
and a touchdown. That's a great game on the ground considering the Niners' run defense is the best in the league. I mean, even Amari DiMercato had 4 for 64 and a touchdown.
Hey.
And your boy,
The real Italian.
nah, get out of here. Trey McBride, your boy, 10 for 102. Clearly the number 1 target there.
Yep. Hollywood, unfortunately, I thought he'd have a better game, but he left with an injury, so pretty early.
Damn shame. It's a damn shame.
Oh, it is. Because guess what? I lost to Colin in a matchup where I had Najee, Javante, Hollywood, Taysom Hill, and Garrett Wilson combined for 8 points, and I only lost by 7 because I had Christian McCaffrey put up 40 something. So
Yeah, McCaffrey did
gotta love it when you got 5 guys get you 8, and then you got another guy getting you
Yeah,
40.
Hollywood 0, Javante 3, Najee 1, Taysom Hill 1,
Garrett Wilson 3.
Garrett Wilson 3.
Najee sucks.
I had McManus 1, Flowers 1, Kelsey 5, Ayuk 5, Achane 7.
Yeah.
Honestly, a pretty ugly matchup.
Oh,
Like,
very ugly. The only reason it was close was because McCaffrey went nuclear.
Thank God for Jordan Addison 26 and Jameer Gibbs 23. Keeping me
Ay, ay,
alive.
ay, ay.
Keeping me alive.
All right, what do we got next, Killa?
Next, we got the beatdown of the Dallas Cowboys. 31-10. Bills improved 8-6. Keep their hot streak going. Dallas drops to 10-4. I was all over the Bills in this one. I felt like the Cowboys got a little too hot. Trap game in Buffalo.
What?
1 minute ago, Schefter tweeted that Drew Lock is expected to start.
Well, there you guys go. When you're listening to this tomorrow, put Drew Locks in your bet slips in your lineups.
But then he said, despite the fact that Geno Smith is active, so I guess Geno Smith is backing him up in the case that Lock gets hurt.
Yeah.
I
Well, Rappaport
hate
just
that.
tweeted that Geno was active, so
Oh, yeah.
I guess
It's
we're all
it's also
assuming.
Gino, Schefter
Pissing right
tweeted less than a minute ago that
Yeah,
Drew
it is
Lock's
raining,
expected
yeah.
to start,
Pissing.
despite Geno being active.
Interesting.
It's raining there. You know what that means. Huge ground game.
Yeah, give it to K9 all day.
You know what that means? Slamat.
That's not. I don't know what that means. I know what slam it means.
What about shake and bake?
Yeah.
Nah,
Shoot
I don't
that
like-
Jake.
I thought Jake should say, take it.
No.
Take it.
See, not the way you said it, but maybe. I don't know.
No, that's how I wanted them to do it.
End this segment.
But yeah, in this Bills game, man, Josh Allen said he felt like the kid in the group project that didn't do anything, got an A. He had 7 of 15 for 94 yards and a touchdown. But man, James Cook 25 for 179 and a touchdown on the ground.
Yeah,
Also
huge,
added 42
huge
in
week.
the air and another touchdown.
There was a
Wow.
lot of running backs that went off this week in fantasy, and he probably had his best game of his career, I'd say. But
100%. He's third in
Seems
the
like
league
as
in
soon as they
yards, man.
changed,
Very
uh,
He had another
impressive.
touchdown. He dropped it.
Very
yeah.
impressive.
And as soon as they changed OCs, he's been. I mean, obviously he's been good all year, but he's been a whole nother level, getting more touches. But yeah, if you have James Cook, you're in a great spot for your fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, this was a total ground game for the Bills. I mean,
Dude,
Ty
did
Johnson,
Dak or
Was it-
Josh Allen get over 100 passing yards?
Nah, he had
Or did
94.
Dak get it with
Dak
garbage
had
time?
Dak had 134 and a pick.
So he got it in garbage time.
Josh Allen had 94. I mean, it is a ground game. We mentioned Cook. Ty
Dak had-
Johnson.
you got him in fantasy
It
or
was
something?
a Cook game.
Okay. All right.
Ty Johnson, 9 for 54. Josh Allen at 8 for 24 and a touchdown on the ground. Latavius Murray punched one in. I mean, the leading receiver was Diggs, 4 for 48. I mean,
Yeah.
James Cook, 2 for 42. Ty Johnson, 1 for 4, and that was it.
The only unfortunate thing is if you had Josh Allen or any of those Bills receivers, you probably got burnt bad.
Absolutely.
Especially Josh Allen, because he was probably one of the big reasons you got into the playoffs. Because I mean, it'd be pretty hard to miss the playoffs having Josh Allen as your starting quarterback.
I think he also has 10 games this year with a passing and rushing touchdown, which is
but
very impressive. Tony Pollard, 11 for 52 on the ground. CD, 7 for 53. And he also added a touchdown on the ground as well. So, tough game for Dallas. They're still fine. They're 10-4. They'll be a wild card team to lose the divisional round. Same thing every year.
Oh, okay.
Finally. That's just the Dallas Cowboys the past 20 years. Finally, the Ravens improved to 11-3 and hold on to that number 1 seed in the AFC with a 23-7 win over the Jags.
I'm happy I hopped on the train finally.
Let's go, baby.
I was rewarded with a spread victory this week.
Yeah, we both had the spread in this one. Jags dropped to 8-6. I mean, Lawrence 25 of 43 for a touchdown, 264.
Dude, we
now
were
in
watching
concussion
last
protocol.
night. He was infuriating to watch. He had so many balls that he was just throwing at his wide receivers' legs or just overthrowing them. He looked bad, and then when he banged up his arm, it got even worse. But he was overthrowing everybody or underthrowing everybody. He just didn't look healthy.
No, I mean, he had 4 carries for 41 on the ground. ETN 10 for 31.
I'm not gonna lie.
Not
he's
that
having
good. Tough
he's having
defense,
a pretty
but
disappointing year. I thought he would have a bigger year this year. If you told me they were leading the division at 8-6, I would have thought he had a better season.
I agree with you because a lot of people expect him to take that jump into like the top 5 type of tier.
He's still like down the top 10.
Yeah, he's I agree with you, Reagan.
So
he's not up there yet.
And also, like, I didn't think the defense was going to have such a big impact. I mean, obviously they haven't been playing as well as of late, but during that big stretch when they're really rattling off wins, it was because of their defense.
Yeah, for sure, man. Lamar threw for 171, a touchdown, and a pick. Added 97 on the ground. Big day for Lamar.
Yeah.
Keith Mitchell, 9 for 73. Unfortunately, before that knee injury.
He did.
Tough one before that injury. He also, Joe, he cashed your
leg. What did he end up having?
With the reception, 2 for 15.
Hey, that's all you needed.
Got it on the first drive.
That's all you needed.
I know.
Gus the Bus, 16 for 58 and a touchdown. Reagan, with Keith Mitchell now out of the picture. Are you starting Gus Edwards?
I can't start Gus Johnson.
The
announcer.
I
do not think he's on waivers. But
are you starting Gus Edwards in fantasy playoffs this week if you have him?
Yes, 100%.
Against San Francisco?
I don't care because when they get in the red zone, they give it to Gus every time. He gets so many goal line carries.
And now with no Keith Mitchell, he's only going to have more carries. I'm sorry, Melvin Gordon's not hot in the lineup.
I think Justice Hill you can play too because if they get down, he's going to be getting a lot of targets in the receiving game. I think both guys are flex options this week.
Gus Edwards could be a sneaky league winner.
Now,
another potential league winner. Isaiah.
No. Neither are going to be league winners, but they can help. Not going to be league winners.
Isaiah Likely?
Isaiah Likely, yeah, but not the running backs. They're not going to be league winners.
Isaiah Likely, though, 5 for 70 a touchdown. He's been on fire since Andrews went out. And I've been plugging him in my lineup because last year I had him when Andrews was out and he was balling out.
Dude, that's another young
Lamar's
tight end.
favorite.
We didn't really there's a lot of good up and coming tight ends.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm starting Likely every week. He's the number 1 target.
Said damn right, Cole Kmet, top tight end in the league. Calling right now.
All right,
the top one.
Jake, if you're going to come out here with dumb
Jake's
takes, stay home.
Jake's takes, shake and bake.
That's just an awful take.
Next year,
that's just an awful take.
Tight end in the league.
I support my fantasy league.
I'm still taking Kelsey.
So you're biased. Take that on bias.
I'm riding with shake and bake over there.
I'll take Andrews coming off his injury over Kmet too.
I'm gonna ride with shake and bake till he hits big because I don't feel like an idiot once he does.
In the future, he will be the top tight end.
MVP, little MVP sprinkle.
No, but
okay.
In a couple years, he will be the top
offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year, little sprinkle.
I'm still taking Laporte in the future. Alright, this is stupid. Just go on.
Yeah, I mean I disagree,
Clip it.
I'll take Aaron.
Punishment bet. Best tight end next year. Loser has to get a tattoo of the other guy's face.
I'll take Laporte over Kmet, Jake. If you want to do it.
In a couple years.
Kmet versus
I'm still taking Laporte in a couple years. He's also younger.
All right. One of them's going to have a tramp stamp of the other guy's face. You heard it here first.
Laporte has to be 22 oldest.
All right.
Maybe 23.
All right, guys. We can say this after the podcast. But to wrap it up, big win by the Ravens. Sets up a huge game next week against the Niners.
That whole interaction was funny, but yes, it does set up an interesting
huge week of football, man. We got Thursday night game, we got a couple Saturday games, we got Sunday games, we got some Christmas Day games on Monday, some bowl games, baby. It's a great time for football, man. I'm excited. Should be a good week 16, Reagan.
Yes,
Buy
and
your merch.
Joe didn't even mention it, but I was looking. Kids 8-0 in our college spread pool.
Hey!
Didn't even no idea. Which is also
idea.
ridiculous to think, because
I
if
was
this
just
kid
being
cooked
humble.
up a parlay on Saturday with all 7 spreads, he could have won a lot of money.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Spread too. No, you
Oh
can
my
throw
God.
out 100 and won like over 10K.
Easily.
Yeah.
More.
Right, now probably like
I'm doing it right now.
45.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Because think about it, it's 8 minus
Hey.
110 legs.
8.
Well, he got the one right today. Because Odie.
Spreads.
Yeah.
Spread
If you
like
ju-
all like minus
yeah.
like 110.
Yeah.
Besides the one today, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 7.
Yeah.
So
That
minus
was a crazy
110.
game too. I don't know if
should've
that was
done
watching.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, on our
They were down
ESPN pool,
Down 28-0.
the line was plus 3.5 for ODU, but with all the like transfers and stuff, the line changed to ODU minus 6.5. So we got like the original line
Oh, wow.
that covered, but like obviously they didn't cover like the closing line. But
Wow.
it doesn't matter for the ESPN pool.
But yeah,
So-
Reagan, that wraps up this week's pod. If you haven't done so, make sure you head over to Around the Felt Sports and get your hoodie, man.
Yeah, and if some of you guys are listening on Spotify now that we're back up, please follow, rate the show. It helps us
Yeah,
out.
Spotify
so.
screwed us. We had to get a new account for absolutely no reason. They just
Hashtag please don't ban us again.
hashtag please don't ban us. Hashtag please don't sue us.
Hashtag shake and bake.
All right,
That's all I got for this week.
we'll see you guys later this week.